the reasons as to why Israel has been so unstoppable in its violence is because of the comfort that they've experienced after multiple decades of influence peddling operations and lobbying efforts and advocacy organizations that are directed specifically to defend the interests of Israel. And therefore, they think, Israeli envoys think, they can get away with just saying whatever the fuck they want, doing whatever the fuck they want, and demanding more. And the reality of the matter is, unfortunately, in the Western world, and especially in the United States of America, we are giving Israel whatever they want. We talked about this yesterday. There's so much consolidation of power in every facet of American existence because of this hyper-capitalist dystopia that we live in, that we literally have one person, like a Redstone family recipient, or one singular force in American media making active decisions to sell off media outlets and consolidate power even further, specifically because of Israel. Ryan Grimm says, it's not enough to get free weapons and political cover to carry out a genocide. Israel and its backers in the U.S. must also destroy any institution, no matter how long it's operated, like 60 Minutes here, that dares to moderately criticize the project once. What I'm, of course, referencing here is Shari Redstone saying openly that Shari Redstone hoped Trump's 60 Minutes lawsuit would root out anti-Israel bias at CBS News, and she sold Paramount partly over October 7. Redstone told The Times that for years she had resisted entreaties from potential suitors eager to buy Paramount. What pushed her to finally agree to sell the family business was the October 7th massacre of an estimated 1,200 Israelis. Once that happened, I wanted out, she told The Times. I wanted to support Israel and address issues around anti-Semitism and racism. We are at the mercy of like one person. How insane is that? That one singular being, one singular human could just like sell off an entire media franchise. She told The Times that her breaking point came just days before she withdrew from settlement talks with Trump in January this year. CBS aired a 60-minute segment featuring State Department officials who quit over American support for Israel's Gaza war, a piece that the American Jewish community blasted as shockingly one-sided, lacked factual accuracy, and relied heavily on misguided information. Redstone wasn't alone in her concerns. They sent in Susan Zirinsky as an executive editor to start overseeing the 60-minute segments. This is like an institution in American media, right? And the one time when they were far too late to the game to criticize American involvement in Israel and to criticize Israel's actions in Gaza, on January 12th, 2025, okay, months, almost a year after, a year and change after Israel's genocide had unfolded, one shadowy billionaire family can decide what Americans get to see. And now they're selling it off to CBS's David Ellison, who is going to merge CBS with Barry Weiss and the Free Press, which is a Hasbara dish rag. Barry Weiss is only relevant because she has the ears of some of these Zionist billionaires, and her entire legacy is built around being pro-Israel. That's it. And now she's going to be rewarded with $250 million in a contract to dictate what CBS News reports on. It blows my fucking mind how rampant and how open this corruption is. That's where we're at. So if you're wondering why, when we look at new polling that shows that, 48% of Americans believe Israel's committing a genocide, but like 23% or 24% don't, you're like, why are those numbers so shitty? Like, this is just a truth, right? This is just what's going on. How can people not see it? Understand that a big part of that is because of this, okay? It's because the media, by and large, has always defended the American State Department. That is the most important part of the mainstream goals, mainstream media's goals, right? Whether it be lying to pull us into conflict in Iraq and justify the unjustifiable invasion of Iraq, or whether it be to lie at the behest of the Israeli state, which is an important ally by the State Department's analysis. This is where we're at. Let's say the entire Israel lobbying effort disappeared overnight. No money, no messaging. Do we think that U.S. policy would even change? I think our politicians do not even see Israel as a foreign country. Most would happily unhouse 1,000 Americans to subsidize 1,000 Israelis. Yes, I do agree with that. I do. I agree that our politicians would do that. They are doing that. It's not even that they would do that. It's that they are doing that. You, as an American citizen that wants health care, will never get it. Israel has health care for all of its citizens. How are they able to pay for it? Well, because they don't have to pay for their defenses at all. Why? Because we pay for their defense and their offense. Israel has free college and free healthcare. You don't. And our politicians keep saying, no, we got to give unlimited funds to Israel. While when you demand free college and free healthcare, they say, what is that? That's a unicorn. You can't get that.